is. There's the Chronic Dimension Theater.
Hello, and welcome back to Chronic Dimension Theater. Please welcome once again my guest host, Jack.
Hey, it's me again. It's Jack. What's up?
He's here again.
We're doing this for the first time.
Yeah, elephant in the room. We recorded this the day prior, and it didn't come out well. Hopefully it comes out well this time. And if not, sorry that you're listening to this shitty audio, because I'm not going to try to do it again.
I'm also sorry for my liver, because so I like to drink when we do this podcast, and I drank heavily the first time we did it, and that was last night. And so this morning I woke up and I'm just like, I'm not drinking today. I'm gonna give it a rest. And Angelo was like, hey man, that audio, we got to do it again.
Please. So here we are. All right, another elephant in the room. Very first episode that I posted. I said the wrong thing. Welcome back to the Welcome back to the Reboot Retrospective. It's not a retroactive. Shut up.
It is now.
We're still continuing our discussion on Evil Dead. Now we're moving to another reboot. Again, doesn't have to be a complete remake or erase of the canon. It's just to bring in a younger audience, younger cast, and to bring in life to the franchise. So, Evil Dead Rise. We're going to start with the making of today. So let's go with that. Evil Dead Rise came out in 2023, this year of recording. It was first debuted at the South by Southwest Film Festival in March. Later, it was then debuted to the general public in theaters in April. 2023 is a very interesting year for horror because we have a few franchises, long-standing franchises, that have some more sequels and reintroductions, and then we got some fucking weird-ass movies also. So we got Scream 6 this year. Did you like Scream 6?
I loved Scream 6.
It was good. I'm a little sick of Jenna Ortega, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm probably just a hater.
How could you be sick of Jenna Ortega?
She's in every single Hot Topic role.
She's the goth girl of today. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, who was before Jenna Ortega?
I couldn't tell you, pal.
Was it Christina Ricci?
Maybe, or Winona Ryder. I guess Christina Ricci is a little after. So,
okay.
Who knows, man?
Who could keep up with this shit?
Yeah, get out of here. And then we got Insidious 5, which isn't. I was gonna say it's not super. Like, the franchise hasn't been going on that long, but it's been at least a decade, I think, and that's a long time. So.
When did that come out? That was like 2011.
Yeah, probably. I'm not going to look it up right now. But somewhere around that time. I know it's been a while because they used the same kid, and that kid's a fucking full-ass adult in Insidious 5 now.
Yeah, 2013 was 10 years ago. So if it came out before then, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. And then also this year, now, the present. So we got weird movies in horror as well. We got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which is kind of like Strangers, but Winnie the Pooh lore.
Now that's because Winnie the Pooh is public domain now. Right?
Public domain. Speaking of, I actually saw on YouTube, I haven't watched it yet, but there's another thing called like Winnie the Pooh's Hole or something, and it looked like I didn't click it. It was just like the thumbnail on my because I like subscribed to like movie trailers, and it was out yesterday, right when we were done recording that episode. It said Winnie the Pooh's Hole, and it's like a Winnie the Pooh flesh monster with like other Winnie the Pooh heads, and like a giant like it looked like a vagina with teeth. Like, I was like, oh god, what is this?
I don't know what to say.
Winnie the Pooh's in the public domain now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, does that mean that we can also make movies about the president of China?
The president of China?
Oh, you haven't heard? He looks like Winnie the Pooh, and he hates that he looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my god, I gotta pull that up.
Winnie the Pooh is banned in China because people keep comparing him to Winnie the Pooh, and he's been so sick of it. This is like been going on for years.
President of China.
I forget his name.
He doesn't. He just looks like an Asian man. Come on.
But people said it enough to where he's just like, I don't look like fucking Winnie the Pooh. It's banned now. You can't say that anymore.
That's crazy. Yeah. Fuck Winnie. Let's make an Eeyore movie.
I'm down.
He whips his tail and he fucking nails it to your forehead. Another weird one that came out this year is Slaughterhouse.
What?
That is a movie of a killer sloth, practical, I believe, for the most part.
I should hope so.
Yeah.
You can't. Why would you CGI a sloth? Just use a puppet.
Yeah, I think it's a puppet. I don't know if they used a real sloth. It looks really like weird the way it moves. Like it looks like it's so fake, but at the same time, like, is it real? I don't know.
Sloths do kind of look fake.
Mm-hmm.
Real sloths do. I love sloths. They're my favorite animal.
They're pretty cool. I've seen them at my local zoo. I take my kids sometimes. There's always one who's just there sleeping.
I got to pet a sloth. They can actually...
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. They do this thing where they'll like shimmy. They'll like move around and like kind of shake back and forth. And it's because they're trying to like,
get the rubbing,
get the digestion going.
Oh,
because they need to poop. And
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see and hear, mainly hear, this year has been interesting for horror for sure. So this movie could have been either or. It could have been a really cool one or one of them weirdos. This movie was written and directed by Lee Cronin, who is an Irish filmmaker. His feature debut film was called The Hole in the Ground in 2019. After that, he moved to a anthology series called 50 States of Horror that was released in 2020, and it is streaming on Quibi, which...
What the fuck is that?
If it ain't the main ones, if it ain't a Max or a Plus, I don't fuck with it. Sorry, Tubi fans. Yuck. Now, this is really cool for me because, like, it's really difficult for me to understand, honestly, because I've yet to encounter or actually like dive into the industry myself, even though I would love to one day, that not all writers of films or whatever get to direct what they wrote, and not all directors get to direct what they wrote, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
This man is very lucky for being able to have written it and then see his vision out himself. Kudos, man. Because you know what? I was hating on this film. If you guys saw that listened to that last episode, you know I said fuck this movie, but you know what? Now I fuck with this movie. I really love this movie. I'm not gonna lie. Spoilers for that, but I'm a fan for sure now. It's all about research. Do your research. Don't be afraid to change your opinion, bitch. The film stars Lily Sullivan. She plays Auntie Beth. Lily Sullivan plays Auntie Beth, and then Alyssa Sutherland. She plays Ellie. She is the possessed mother, the Deadite. Both of them have a pretty decent. I wouldn't say decent because they're very well established. They have really good careers. All right. As far as Lily Sullivan goes, there's nothing that I saw in her filmography or anything that she's done on TV that I've recognized. But Alyssa Sutherland was in The Devil Wears Prada, which I'm a fan of. I don't know why my dad really loves that movie, and he played it a lot for us when we were teens.
Really?
And now I fuck with it. Yeah, he's a weirdo.
I only saw that for the first time a few weeks ago, and yeah, it's dope. It's a really good movie.
It's pretty cool. I like it so much. And then there's like an Office episode where Michael is like, they say like it's like when Redbox was still like in disc form, So they say like he watches The Devil Wears Prada in portions on his lunch break, and then he starts acting like Meryl Streep, and he's like treating everybody like shit. And then like one day he comes in and goes, "I'm so sorry," and everybody's like, "Ah, you got to the end." And he's like, "Yeah, Meryl Streep was the bad guy."
Dude, Stanley Tucci in that movie, man.
Stanley Tucci in any movie, bro.
Anything, yeah. Show
Tucci
me like
gang.
The Tooch. Give me the Tooch.
Not the Tooch.
Dude, I was the last time I took a plane. I was like thumbing through like they had just like all these movies. They were like new movies that came out that you could watch on the plane, and I was just like, okay, this man, there's a lot of options here. What do I watch? And then CNN did this like show where it's just like Stanley Tucci in Italy, where he just goes around Italy just eating food. And I'm like, that's what I'm watching for this fucking plane ride. It was awesome, dude. Just,
I bet.
The Tooch walking around Italy, going up to like restaurants, being like, "How do you make that?" Cool. And then just eating some fucking.
And then just spinning a glass of wine and just smelling it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he can do no wrong. I hope nothing ever comes out about Stanley Tucci.
Nah, dude, the Tooch, he's like Mr. Rogers for this generation.
Yeah. Alyssa Sutherland was also in Vikings TV show, and then she was also in the TV adaptation of The Mist. Did you ever watch that? The TV adaptation?
No.
It's fairly recent. I also didn't watch it. I think from what I heard, I believe it was a little more like, obviously more fleshed out because it was a TV show, but it was like more close to like the actual book.
Oh, like okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll check it out one day. Maybe not.
Well, I liked her in this movie.
Yeah, either way, yeah, I was about to say, both of them are great actresses and they did a great performance in this film. The budget for this movie was $19 million. The worldwide box office return around the world, everywhere, not just America. So, I mean, you know, the world's a big place, but still, 19 million, they got back $146.7 million.
Whoa.
That's a good chunk of cheddar.
Yeah, dude, that's like, how many times over did they? I'm not even gonna try to do math right now.
Well, I mean, we can round up 19 mil, 20 mil. We can round up the 146 to 150. So, still not good at the math.
That's at least 5
At
times.
least 7 times. At least 7 times. This is Chronic Dimension Theater, not Mathematician Theater. This box office return sounds really sick. I mean, it is really sick, but would you believe that this movie was originally meant to stream straight to HBO Max? It wasn't even meant for theatrical release.
What?
Yeah, dog.
Whoa!
So, yeah, this was around the time when Warner Brothers was trying to restructure their whole theatrical releases because, you know, when COVID happened, everything was pretty much just like straight to fucking streaming. Then they slowly started to release some movies in theaters, but it was still mainly straight to streaming, or at least they would do it like both at the same time in case, you know, you wanted to have that option, or if you were vaccinated, whatever. If you're a dummy, you didn't believe in it, because you're fucking stupid. But they were like, you know what? How about we start this new thing that's actually kind of common now, where they release it in theaters first, give it like a month or two, and then they kind of release it to streaming. So you don't gotta wait that long. I actually didn't see this movie in theaters, which I'm very disappointed in myself for not doing. I think it's very important, at least in my opinion. For me, I always try to go see films that I'm really trying to be supportive of the opening weekend, if not opening night. People say that box office numbers and shit don't mean anything to, you know, to what a movie, like what makes a movie great, and it really doesn't. But it's those motherfucking high corporate suits that care about the numbers. So if I can help with those numbers and help a creative person, you know, continue to see out more visions that they have, then by all means, I'll do it. I didn't for this one though. Did you see it in theaters?
I did not. I saw it on HBO, you know.
It's a great platform.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. You know, when it's not taking the axe to some great shows and making it so that nobody can watch them forever.
Yeah, that does suck. Yeah, man. I'm not even gonna get into it, but you struck a chord.
All I'm saying is I was gonna watch Infinity Train, and then Zaslav fucking pulled the plug on all these great shows, including that one.
What a bitch. Yeah, man. I guess I will get into it real quick. There's this YouTuber that I really love. I've been watching for like a good little while. His name is Olin Rogers. I kind of started watching him for like, he has funny story time videos, like just funny occurrences in his life. He's a really cool storyteller. He's very like involved and hilarious. But he slowly started to post animations and like short films on his channel. And eventually one of his animations got picked up for a pilot, I think originally with Conan, like Conan's network, and then that shit got fucked, and then it eventually made its way to HBO Max, and then they like, you know, with the whole cancellation of shit, including like Batgirl and stuff like that, they just completely canceled the show, but they own the rights now, so he cannot finish his product. For a while he couldn't finish, like he wrote it for 4 seasons, they fucking cut it at 3, and he was like, dude, this is my heart and soul, and I don't know, like I've tried so hard, it's already been canceled a few times. Luckily now he just announced that he's gonna have like a thick fucking graphic novel comic book that will serve as the season 4. It's only gonna be available for like a one-time buy, like it's available for pre-order. I think it's a decent chunk of change. I want to say it's somewhere between like 75 to like $100.
Whoa.
But it's a thick book from what he's shown, and like it's a whole season's worth of fucking stories in a book. And like I said, I think right now it's like on pre-sale and stuff like that, but once it's like time to send it out, he's gonna send out what was made for pre-sale, and that'll be the only copies of his season 4.
Holy shit.
You know what? Fuck HBO Max.
Yeah. Damn.
I like the movies they have though.
Yeah. I mean, I still use it, because what are you supposed to? How am I supposed to watch Spawn the animated series?
For real?
Wait, you didn't? Dude, it's from the 90s, man. Yeah, it came out on HBO in the 90s.
Oh my god. Damn, son, we gotta stick to you.
Okay, yeah. Write a note for yourself. Make sure that you check that out.
I'm gonna watch it right after this.
Yeah, dude. It's a great show to go to sleep to.
Oh, hell yeah. So yeah, came out in theaters. I'm sure fucking Zaslav was patting his ass on the back for, you know, deciding to give this a theatrical run, because they did make a lot of money. But, you know, that's also really good for the director as well, because hopefully the success of this film, like I said, will continue to allow him to make more. This movie is very interesting because it is a culmination of a bunch of failed sequels and ideas or stories that are already established in the franchise. Originally, this could have been a sequel to Fede Alvarez's 2013 remake, which we covered last week. I wouldn't have liked that, personally. I'm good. This also would have been a sequel to Army of Darkness. That feels me. I love that movie, man. I rewatched Evil Dead Rise for this podcast, for this episode, and then I also rewatched Army of Darkness. I'll talk about why later. And as I was rewatching that movie, God, it is the best one. I don't care if it's fucking stupid and campy. That's what the series is about. And I feel like, just not to go into it too much, but I feel like that one is just really like for the fans, for sure. Like in the best way. Not like a money grab for fans, because it didn't make any. I love that one so much. Yeah,
that's the one I've seen the most. It's the only one I have on DVD.
Oh, so fire. This could have served as a feature version of a season 4 for Ash versus the Evil Dead, because I know that also got canceled after 3 seasons. Still haven't watched it yet, but I think I'm gonna see, like, there's still more that I need to digest in this series. We're still coming back to it, I promise.
Let me tell you, it's very good. I've only seen the first 2 seasons. I haven't seen the last season they made, but yeah, it is solid, and it expands the lore, and it's just everything you could want from an Evil Dead TV show, and even more than that, because there's new characters that come in that are just super love. I have a pop vinyl of one of the characters. Name is
fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's oh shit. Fuck this up. I haven't seen the show in a long time. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Well,
it's Pedro. Pablo. No, it's Pablo.
is that the dude with the curly hair?
Yeah, dude. Oh,
that actor is really, he pops up in really interesting places, in my opinion. I think he's really funny. And I saw that he was a part of that show, and I was like, oh man, I really want to watch it just for him.
He's awesome, dude. He's my favorite character for sure. And I forgot his fucking name. And then the girl I forgot her name, and fucking
all these no-name folks are really cool.
I don't know any of the characters' names except for Ash. Yeah. Ted Raimi comes in season 2, and he is my other favorite character. Yeah, dude, it's great.
Hell yeah. Whoa, sweet Jesus. Sorry, I was just dying there.
Don't do that. Gotta finish this.
This film was announced to be produced by Sam Raimi, of course, by Bruce Campbell, and by Robert Tapert, who I need to give a quick shout out to because I didn't acknowledge him in our previous episode whenever I was discussing the history about Evil Dead, the first, the original. It's a trifecta. It wouldn't be Evil Dead without Robert just as much as it wouldn't be Evil Dead without Bruce or Sam. This man was he was a part of that little group of Raimi and Campbell that was actually dressed in those trying to look like businessmen suits and asking dentists for their hard-earned cash so they can fuck around in the woods for a little bit. Yeah, so definitely he put in his work, so we gotta give him a shout out. And it was also announced that this movie was set to be produced by New Line Cinema. New Line Cinema also produced the original film. I don't believe it produced Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness. I don't think, but I could be wrong.
New Line Cinema, the house that Freddy built.
The house that Freddy built. Wink, wink. Hold on to that, baby.
They also made Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, they did. How's your burger?
Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. That is
Excuse me, Flo?
Flo, like the TV show. It's the most quotable movie of all time.
Dude, I like all of them, honestly. I like Dumb and Dumber and I like Dumb and Dumber 2, honestly. I thought it was pretty good.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
All right. Now, that's all I have for the making of. Thank you. Have a good day. Let's talk about the production. Let's talk about some processes. Everybody's processes. First, let's talk about these performers, these actresses. Alyssa Sutherland, like we said, she did an incredible job as both a caring mother, a caring sister, and then a crazy psycho bitch.
I gotta say, she deserves an Oscar nod.
Dude, she deserves all the awards.
Yeah, man. I know they don't do Oscars for horror movies, really, but
what do they do? What do they do for horror movies? Because I suck. I have no idea about awards.
The Scream Awards is one that I know. I actually went to one years ago, and I saw the actor who plays Angel Batista in Dexter there.
Hell yeah.
And he was wearing his signature hat from the show.
Do you think he has a closet of those hats? You think he's got multiple with this stripe goes with this shirt a little more, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. Good for him. I hope he's doing well. I hope.
Me too.
I'm gonna have to look into how he's doing, and if he's not doing well, then put it in post. Majority of this movie, Alyssa Sutherland is a possessed mother who is possessed by one of the Deadites, or many Deadites. It's not very clear. But I watched some interviews and she talked about her process about getting into the physicality of her Deadite, because she tried to stay very true to Raimi's vision of kind of what has already came before, but she kind of wanted to make it her own as well. Like, she wanted to be creepy, she wanted to have her own movements and such. So she did actually go into just a little bit of what she did. She said that she definitely had a specific playlist that she listened to. One specific song I do have, and God, I learned some shit about this song, man. So the artist of this song is Pucifer. Have you ever fucking heard of that band, man?
I have, yeah.
See, because I didn't. I hadn't. I was like, that's a cool name. And then she gave the song, which I'll say here in a second. I listened to it. I thought it was very cool. And then I'm at work today playing some music. I'm playing some fucking Tool. And then my coworker is like, do you fuck with any more of Maynard's bands? I was like, yeah, I like A Perfect Circle. And he goes, yeah, Pucifer. And I was like, oh, what do you mean, man? And he goes, yeah, that's Maynard's band. And I was like, dude. So
I didn't even know
Maynard had a fucking hand in the creation of this Deadite, in a way.
That's incredible.
She said that this song 100% is like part of how she got ready for this role, and listening to it, I can fucking see it, man. The band's Pucifer. The song is Rev, that's R-E-V, and then it's 22:20, like military time. There is a very specific version of the song that I will put in post, because I didn't write that specific version down in my notes. But I did listen to the original version of this song, and then you listen to the specific remix that she said, and God, you can literally like put that song on a loop against this whole movie, and it just makes sense. You're like, oh man, perfect.
And then you play Maynard's dick whenever the credits are rolling.
Yeah, you flip it around. The specific song version would be the Don't Shoot the Messenger version.
That's awesome, like, dude.
No, yeah, it's very sick, because it's like, I don't know, because Alyssa Sutherland has a heavy background in modeling. So she definitely knows how to pose her body for sure. And I think, like, I don't know if she has like a history with dance at all, but like listening to the song for real, she really like encapsulated the song in like a body movement, like if it's an interpretive dance in a scary ass way. Like, it's really badass. Kudos to her.
Whoa.
And Maynard, I guess.
And Maynard's dick.
And his little dick. Now on to the actual, like, the production of the film itself. This movie was shot in chronological order. Barely any scenes were actually revisited after being moved on from. So like, you know, they started with the cold open, I would assume, and then they kind of make their way to the apartment, and they kind of go through the motions the same way the characters do. And once they were like, okay, cold open's done, we're done. We're not fucking going back to it. That's it. Which I think is very sick. It's like, it's very confident for him. Lee Cronin did mention that he was a little nervous, but like, as he started piecing it together, he was very confident in like his vision, and luckily he said that he had the biggest support from Sam Raimi, who let him just take full creative control. And I mean, they did a great job, I think.
That is really cool. Yeah, usually you don't see films filming in sequence like that. That's awesome.
Which is another thing that I can't understand. Like, fuck, how?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with, you know, scheduling, and then like, can we get this particular location at a certain time? No? Okay, well, I guess we'll have to shoot the kitchen scene then, you know, and yeah, things get shot out of sequence just based on a lot of different factors and stuff.
Hell yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I just never, that's not the shit that I'm concerned about, man. Like, there's, as much as I love this industry, there's so much that I'm like, yeah, fuck off. I don't care. Like, the award shit, whatever. I just want to see some actors doing stuff, and I want to capture it on camera, please. And then I want to do some stuff. I want to have a camera pointed at me.
I can tell you this, because I just got done a few weeks ago. We just did a shoot. We were doing a film project.
Oh.
And yeah, we had to film it backwards. because we wanted to let a lot of the actors go home early, but they don't show up until later. So we had to film all their stuff first so that they could get out of there. And then we just had to film things out of sequence. And that's
You guys are both generous and smart, because I would never have thought of that. I'm the most basic thinker, even with like this podcast. Like every single episode, I'm like, oh, I could have just done this and I could have just made this process so much easier. And I'm sure that's gonna happen again with this one too.
Yeah, well, see, in the film that we were doing, my character has a mustache in the last half, but doesn't have a mustache in the first half. So we had to film the last half with me with the mustache, and then I shaved it, and then we filmed the first half last.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, so there's a lot of reasons why you would shoot things out of sequence. But it's really cool that Evil Dead Rise was shot in sequence, especially for like the emotional through line for the actors to have that. That's awesome.
Definitely. That was something that Lily Sullivan did mention. Sorry. The theater is thick with Chronic today.
Dude, I'm noticing that I've been like withholding the urge. I feel like it would be actually really appropriate for me to just like start saying everything that you're gonna say, because I know what you're gonna say, because we already did this. And that shit happens in the movie.
Oh, I would have fucking hung up.
I'm even trying to, I'm like getting to the points where I'm just like, oh wait, tell that anecdote again.
You like taking a sip, you're like, and then just waiting for his moment. And then he's gonna pop up from behind this curtain that's behind me. My little tootsie
Let
pop.
me in!
Like fucking Eric Andre. Have you seen that?
Let me in!
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yes. Chronological order. Yeah. That was something that Lily Sullivan did say that was very, I wouldn't say key, but like she said that it helped so much, especially like her story, which I'll get into later, but the story of Beth, like it helped her to go from like, you know, having fun around the table to fucking, here's Staphne up your ass, bitch. Like,
Staphne!
yeah, shout out to Staphne. I was gonna say that's what I call my dick, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
We don't have enough dick jokes.
we
got 3 more before it's too many.
Fuck that. That counts. Alrighty. To get into why I actually decided to revisit Army of Darkness. We talked about on the last episode how the Book of the Dead and the 2013 remake is very different than the original Book of the Dead from Sam Raimi's film. Now, apparently this Book of the Dead is also different. Why is that, you may ask?
Oh! It's Hold on, let me take another drink. See if I can remember how this went. Because in Army of Darkness, he's got to find the Necronomicon.
Yes.
But there's 3 books, and 2 of them are decoys.
Yeah, they are fucking decoys. But I guess not anymore, because whatever.
Do you want me to take...
Now, yeah, I went back and I watched the film because I'm like, maybe they did say like, there's 3 books of the dead, and there one, you know, controls the Deadites or some shit. You know, I thought I was being a dickhead, but I'm not. I'm being a smart motherfucker. Because no, even when Ash gets there, he goes, nobody said anything about 3 books. Sweet Jesus. And whenever he gets back, to the priest in the castle or whatever, like that guy doesn't even be like, did you bring the right book? He just asks like, did you say the words? That's all he's concerned about, because those 2 fucking books were decoys. One of them wanted to munch on him, his little fucking neck, give him a little hickey.
Yeah.
And the other one wanted to suck him up, also a hickey, but like full body. And they sucked on his jaw and it made it all long. I love that. when he was just shaking his head and he's just getting all different misproportions. Because I'm like, yeah, see, it's silly, but that's prop work, baby. That's makeup.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, they're live action cartoons.
Yeah, but in a twisted way, for sure.
Yeah.
Not your typical Saturday morning. But yeah, so this book is supposed to be one of those three. That I guess is one of the 3 books of the dead now. He did mention that this one actually has some life to it, because he mentions the fact that it takes a little bit of blood, like it takes a little bit of Danny's blood sacrifice, if you will. I do have a little theory that blood sacrifice could have to do with the goings on, like the hauntings that they occur. Because after that, then they start flipping through the pages and they see, well, first of all, they see spoilers, but they see the Marauder.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the first thing that they fucking see. And then they see like somebody with like a worm full of, or like a tummy full of snakes. Tummy. Get into that. And then we just see shit that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Basically. I wonder if that blood sacrifice actually it took the familial DNA of Danny and was like, oh, this is a family. This is like what binds them together as family. So now these are the possessions of a fucking family, because this is the first film that isn't in the cabin in the woods, setting. And it also isn't just like some frat boys and, best friends or whatever. You're like, this is a family. So, and that makes the hauntings completely different than anything that we've seen in the franchise before. So I wonder if that sacrifice has to do with that, because he did mention that, he did mention the sacrifice, the blood, by name, and then he said that it has some life to it. So
it had like an if X, then Y, execute situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Now, do you also think that book in Evil Dead Rise is the same book that tried to eat Ash?
Try to give him the little
Yeah,
I believe. I mean, if that's my thinking now, if that's what they're going with, because it has the little teeth. It also really reminds me of because I really hated. I was hating on the movie when I first saw it, and still this part I still hate. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's bullshit. But it also really looks like it's called the Monster Book of Monsters in Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban, that is under his bed and he's trying to stomp on it. I don't know if you remember.
Vaguely.
Yeah, there's he gets his school books and shit, and you're supposed to open it a certain way, or else it's like a spider book. It's got teeth on the side and shit like that. And the same thing, he doesn't open it right, and fucking it's just running around his room and it's going ang, 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 ang. I was like, Harry Potter, you fucking dork, Lee Cronin. Whatever. Now on to what happens. The Marauder. Now, the Marauder is the name that the director Lee Cronin gave to the end creature. So on to what actually eventually happens. I mentioned the Marauder, which is the name given to the final beast at the end of the film. That is the mother, Ellie. She gets shot up Ash style with a boomstick. It's not called a boomstick in the movie, but we fucking know.
Yeah.
We know. And shit goes boom. She gets shot up, and she forms this disgusting human centipede-like creature with her children, who are also dead. Part of when I was hating on this film, I was thinking oh god, just another stupid CGI creature. Boo. Boo. But upon my research, I started to learn more about this creature, the Marauder, and how it came about, and god, it's perfect for this franchise. If you go back to that first episode when we talked about the original Evil Dead and Sam Raimi's idea of horror, he's got 2 schools of thought. You can show the audience just enough, give them just enough breadcrumbs, and then let them imagine what the evil is around the corner, but not actually show them, because they can come up with something much scarier in their minds, and everybody has their own sense of what's terrifying. Or you just show them some scary fucking shit. Show Show him Human Centipede. Show him. Just show him. And so, in my opinion, those first films are that first school of thought. It's around the corner. Don't look, bitch. And these new films are, you know, more of a showing representation. Maybe that's just like a generational thing. What's really popping right now is just big old creatures and hella blood, like the Terrifier and shit like that. I'm not a big fan of those kind of like senseless, bloody fest kill movies. But
I mean, if gore is the point, I don't know. Cause I kind of go back and forth with this because like if it's over the top, just be over the top with it. You know, like did you ever see Dead Alive?
Is that the video game one?
No. It's a Peter Jackson movie.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like I feel like Peter Jackson like watched Evil Dead and was just like, oh, I want to do something like that, and then he just made the goriest zombie movie that I've ever seen. Like it is balls to the wall, like just blood and guts all over the place. And it's another one that's like a live action cartoon where it's just like really goofy, you know, people are slipping on banana peels, but instead of banana peels it's fucking blood and guts. Yeah, and it's just like fun, you know, if you don't mind it being really extra gross. So like that kind of thing. But then there's the other side of it where it's just like torture porn, like Hostel. Yeah, I don't want that. I'm not a fan of Hostel.
I haven't watched the Terrifier movies. Have you seen them at all?
I have not. I've
seen like bits and pieces of them. It's like a killer clown, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's got no motive. He's got no point really. He's just like killing for the sake of doing it. And it's like, from what I understand, it's like really over the top and like drawn out. That's not for me. So I figure that's why I thought that's why they fucking did up this whole Marauder and shit like that. But apparently this bitch is practical. Ooh. Yep. Now, this entire character stemmed from Auntie Beth's worst nightmare, which is motherhood. You know, in the film, we discover that she is pregnant. And the whole time, she's not too sure if she wants this baby, but Lee Cronin decided that, you know, if Beth is the main character, she's gonna have to go through hell before she can, you know, get cleared out, before she can make it out. He decided to show her the most devilish visual representation of motherhood. You know, we always hear like the saying, like when you have children, they're like attached at the hip. It's basic. It's that, but for real. Like I said, like Human Centipede, like they're together. He kind of mentioned like if they decided to give Auntie Beth a hug, like a big group hug, she would just fucking explode. She would just want to fucking die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mentioned that the Marauder is practical. Like I was hating on it because I thought it was a CGI monster, but it's a fucking giant suit made up of multiple actors. Now that's going to be the actors of the characters that, you know, they're playing, like the two kids and the mother, as well as some stunt doubles, which they use for quicker movements, you know, whenever they're running around and stuff like that, for like silhouette shots. And they also use just a little bit of CGI, just kind of like blend it all together. But like for the most part, it was literally like not even a coupled suits. It was one big suit that they all shared together. I couldn't imagine doing that, so like kudos to the kids too for that, because they do some creepy shit in that little sequence.
Yeah.
That whole like 15-minute end, I'm like, ugh!
That was awesome. I loved it.
Well, that's all I got for the production side. Behind the scenes, let's get into this movie now.
All right.
Like I said, Auntie Beth, played by Lily, she discovers in the beginning of the film that she is pregnant. It's clear that she's like a, I mean, they call her a groupie. I forgot what she does. She's like a sound tech or some shit.
I don't remember.
She's a groupie.
Yeah.
And she's on the road, obviously. You know, she's used to that road life. But now she's got to be a mommy. So she's like, fuck, what do I do? So she decides to go to her sister Ellie's house, who is a mommy. And when she gets there, it's clear that they haven't talked in quite a while and they've missed out on some shit. mainly on Ellie's side. Ellie's kind of going through like a divorce, a separation through her baby daddy, which is never fun. And then she's now just like a single mom with 3 kids. And now Auntie Beth is here and she's like, yeah, I know you got 3 kids and you're all alone, but I need you to help me with my shit, please. Good old family, classic. On this fateful night that she decides to come and visit, the kids are sent out for pizza, which...
Yeah. Yep. And they end up dropping the pizza. It's still in the box. It's still good. I would have ate it, but they decide this pizza is not edible.
Also, why did they just get 1 pizza?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was like a big pizza, but yeah, no.
A large is just like a bigger slice. It's still like the same amount of slices.
That's true. I mean, they could have been pinching the pennies, you know? They could have been...
Oh, yeah, you're right. They are getting like evicted of there. Getting evicted out of that apartment. Dang. Well,
but yeah, some bullshit. Like, I gotta say, I loved the movie overall, but that is one thing that I fucking hated, was just like, that pizza was still good.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the random bullshit earthquake.
That too.
Yeah, I mean, like, why is there an earthquake?
Yeah, what even, do you know what
I mean, maybe we'll see, like, in a potential sequel, maybe that'll be, like, explored, but why is there a safe on the bottom of this apartment complex, and why did the earthquake make a hole? Did the Deadites make the earthquake, but then, are they awake already?
Yeah, it doesn't,
And then why did this little child just decide, I'm gonna fucking go in that hole?
Go in that hole, I'm gonna go in this vault that's, like, covered in ancient crucifixes.
Excuse me, Jesus. Let me get to this demonic book.
Yeah. He had to
set it.
There was a lot of shit in there that he could have been like, ooh, this is cool, let me take this, but he took the exact right fucking thing that he needed to take.
It's not like it was going anywhere. He could have been like, I'm gonna go tell somebody about this and then come back and fucking take it. But no.
Oh, yeah, there's so many, like, even more than the last one, I think, there were so many barriers to, like, getting to the point where people are getting possessed that, like, this took place in a universe where every single right thing needed to go right or wrong, depending how you look at it, for this to happen.
I mean, yeah, but they're kids. They're kind of stupid. Kids are fucking dumb.
Kids are fucking dumb.
I mean, not all kids, but they're like teenagers, you know? They don't think about consequences, man.
Yeah, when you're a teenager, you're invincible until you get possessed by a Kandarian fucking demon.
So, along with the fucking Book of the Dead that they find, they also find some fucking record tapes, and lucky Danny is a DJ, I guess.
Oh, yeah, man.
So,
perfect.
I don't know, what's the thinking there? Like, I'm gonna remix this shit. Put this shit on TikTok?
Didn't even just put it on his headphones. He was like bumping it on his fucking subwoofer.
Yeah, and nobody else heard. Nobody in the house is like, what the fuck is that? So they take these recordings upstairs, they play them. They do try to stop the recordings, at least, unlike everybody fucking else who's like, oh, torture? Let's keep going. They try to stop the recording, and then it just continues to play. We get a little Bruce cameo. Bruce Campbell cameo.
Yeah.
He's in the recording.
Yeah,
he's one of the voices of the many priests. He's the guy that says, "It's called the Book of the Dead for a reason."
I got that. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the reason?
Because the dead.
Because dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they read it and then they all died.
That's true. Except for the guy who was able to like wrap it up and put it in a vault, bury it.
And he's like, and I'm gonna make this an apartment.
Yep.
They'll never know. That's when Ellie is attacked. She's like doing laundry or something. She gets attacked in the elevator by some wires. Very reminiscent of the tree scene, the infamous tree scene, which we covered. Trigger warning. She doesn't get sexually assaulted in this one. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow I think it'd be a little worse. You know, seeing a woman get by an elevator does not sound like a good time.
Yeah. Gladly they kept that part up, but they did leave a little Easter egg in there. Actually, I discovered Ellie, she's like a tattoo artist, I guess. I mean, we see her fucking with a tattoo gun for like 2 seconds.
She does use that tattoo gun
On herself? Oh, yeah, true that. She does. Not the right way, though. But she has tattoos of vines all around her appendages, like her arms and I guess like her shins and shit like that, too.
Just like
the trees.
Oh, shit! You just blew my fucking mind, bro.
I just blew and fucked them. Yep, that's what happened. So she gets possessed by Deadites. It's unsure if it's one Deadite, multiple Deadites, but they're in her now, regardless. She gets home, she's fucked. And everybody's like, Mommy, what's wrong? She's got like veins popping out of her eyes and her neck. She's got like blood, like hair ripped out and shit. She's got like clearly like damages from being tied up. But they're like, something's up with Mom. She's not acting like herself.
No, she's just throwing eggs around in a pan. Bloody eggs. Those eggs are like bad for sure.
It's a different kind of omelet that I've never had.
Ugh. Oh wait, you've never cracked an egg into a pan and it had blood in it?
Does that happen for real?
It happened to me.
Fuck that. I think you're cursed, actually. Did you read any books?
No, man. No,
with
dude.
any Kandarian passages? Ancient Kandarian texts. Oh, fuck.
No, you just...
Yeah, she goes on, she starts terrorizing the family. She starts picking them off little by little. One of the first ones to go is the sister.
Mm-hmm.
She was like the voice of reason, telling Danny to put it away. She blamed Danny for everything, and then she's the first to go. I fucking hate every line of dialogue that she has as a Deadite. It's so cheesy and doesn't make sense because she's the voice of reason. She's supposed to be like the mature one. Like, you don't do that, you know? And then she's sitting Schmeagol style on the fucking counter, barefoot, which fuck nasty already. Even if you weren't possessed, get your feet off the goddamn counter. And she's chewing on glass, which, first of all, is very cool. That whole, like, the scene visually, very sick. I would assume, like, when it's going down her throat and you can see, like, the glass, like, ripping her fucking, like, skin and shit. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
And then she had to fucking ruin it by opening her mouth and saying, I gotta get the things that are out of my tummy, or some stupid shit. I hated that.
Do you have fingers in your tummy?
Yeah. Which I guess that's one of the things that was predicted in the Book of the Dead. That's the one with the snakes coming out of the stomach.
Yeah.
Why don't you just have snakes bursting out of her stomach or something? You should say this line and they'll get it. Say the thing about your tummy.
She was like throwing up like worms and shit.
Ah, true that.
Yeah, before.
Well, yeah, just say, I don't know. I hated that line.
Yeah, it was dumb.
She starts throwing up. Which one of them throws up the cum?
What?
One of them throws up like a bunch of like white goop, and I'm like, just like nut. It's either the daughter or the mother, Ellie. One of them, I was like, ooh, nice.
Maybe I think we were watching different movies, man. I don't remember that at all.
Maybe I downloaded the wrong version. Another thing that the sister does when she attacks in the middle of her attackings, she fucking leg-weenie, I guess is what they call it. She fucking attacks somebody with the fucking
the cheese grater.
Cheese grater.
Yeah.
Which I think,
beautiful.
I'm not too sure, but I would assume that's like a reference to whenever Cheryl did the fucking pencil in the ankle. Because that was
In
a
the
pretty
first one?
iconic. Yeah, in the original, that was a pretty iconic shot. You see like the whole pencil going in and like fucking scrapes the ankle and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would assume that's that's in reference to, and I dig it. I mean, God, I think that was in like the trailer or something, or like they didn't show like the whole thing in the trailer, but they showed like the cheese grater, you know, swinging about, and you're like, oh, they're probably not making salad with that. They're probably good.
That, funny enough, that is one of the things that happens in the movie that people talk about all the time, and I'm just like, that is the least grievous injury in this entire movie that happens.
I think people just probably relate to it because of how like, well, I mean the entire movie itself is like really relatable because it's so mundane, but it's just like whenever you use those kind of like that's a cheese grater, man. You can attack me with a cheese grater now, and now you put that idea in people's heads. Ain't nobody safe out here. Ain't nobody safe in the kitchen. She attacks, and then the sister's incapacitated by Stephanie, which I guess Stephanie.
By the way, I gotta put this out there. Stephanie, one of the many foreshadowed weapons in the movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
because as soon as I saw that thing break and it was like a sharp object that you just put the doll's head on, it was just like, oh, that's somebody's
he said,
stabbed.
who's gonna suck on that? That's going up an ass for show. Yeah, she fucking got her. And I don't know how old that little girl is, the actress, like the youngest daughter. That must have been pretty fucked to film, man.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure she was like single digits. So
you
like,
think?
I think so. I think she was like 6. She was really young. It was her first movie.
Jesus
role.
Christ. Yeah, man, she shoved the fucking pole down her sister's throat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even if it's like whatever, even if they did it like, well, actually, I did see that they did try their very best to keep everything light. Like after every single take, they try to like joke around and kind of like limber up and keep everything fresh and stuff like that. But Jesus, just at least from a character standpoint as well, like she just took out her sister.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, like you get siblings, you're fucking, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you ever like accidentally like smacked your sibling a little too hard and you're like, oh god, I feel so bad.
Yeah, there's been moments where like you get into a fight and then somebody's about to smack somebody with a toaster and you're just like, this is dumb. Why are we doing this? Come on. What are we doing?
Well, a toaster would have helped this time in this situation.
Yeah, no, but then you hug it out and you're just like, I'm sorry, I was crazy, man. Let's just get back to playing
I was
Smash
possessed
Brothers.
by a fucking Deadite, bro. Let me play you this tape. It'll explain everything. Sister's taken out by Stephanie, and then she quickly comes back because everybody's distracted. Auntie Beth is listening to these tapes. She's starting in reverse. She thinks she's gonna find, I don't know what the fuck she thinks she's gonna fucking find, man. I don't know what the thinking is. Oh, these fucking tapes release demons? Let me play them again. Play them back.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, DJ. Play me back.
But what they play the one that they should have played first, which is like, fuck, don't.
Which is the last one. Because he said, I started off with disc 1, and she's like, well, I'm gonna start off with 3. Yeah.
So bad. Label
you know
these
what?
better.
Sometimes when you're recording stuff, things happen and you don't always plan.
That's true.
Sometimes you're like, oh, maybe I should have said that earlier, but it's too late. I'm too lazy. Back then they didn't have editing tools, so we won't fault him. We won't fault him. But yeah, so Auntie Beth is listening to the tapes, and they're like, please don't fucking do this. It's too late, obviously. And Ellie is in the background just fucking skulking about, bro. She looks creepy as hell. It reminds me of, like, have you seen Hereditary?
I have not seen Hereditary. No. Should I
Go
see
on.
them?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna fuck you up.
Put that on my list. All right.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of like visual like scares. Like there's hardly any jump scares and stuff, but there's like shit in the fucking corner that you're like, the shot is on a mundane thing and you're like, oh, what am I supposed to be looking at? And then you see something in the corner and you're like, oh my god, how long has that been there? And that's exactly what this scene reminds me of. She's just crawling, sneaking about. She's being a little goofy too.
Yeah.
And she gets the jump on Beth, and at the same time the sister comes back and attacks Danny. That's 2 siblings down. Fuck, no good. It's not, the odds are not in their favor.
That's no good.
But somehow Auntie Beth and Cassie escape and they make it down. Well, first they have to get through a hall of just the scariest shit I've ever seen. The best scene that needed to happen that wasn't not in Fede Alvarez's version because they were too busy calling people cunts and whores and saying they're gonna bite their cocks or whatever weird shit. Whatever vulgar crap they were into. But the Dead by Dawn part, that's fucking terrifying. They did it very well in this film, I think.
Yeah, it's really well done. I love that. Good callback.
They get through that. They make it downstairs, and they're trying to escape. Trying to escape an Ash's car.
Shit!
Yeah, man. It's always the car.
I didn't notice that, man.
Yeah, somebody somewhere said that the reason that's in all of Sam Raimi's films is because that's the car that he lost his virginity in. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I get it.
It's funny you bring that up. There's an episode of Ash versus the Evil Dead where the car gets possessed.
No, that's cool. Christine style.
Yeah, dude, it has some really cool kills. There is one part, and if I recall correctly, that I don't like genital mutilation. I think it's the worst fucking thing that can possibly happen. But there's these teens, they break into the car and they're making out in the back seat, and the girl gets possessed. She becomes a deadite and she goes down on this dude and just bites his dick off.
Oh, yummy.
The dude doesn't die. Later on in the episode, he's walking around, he's bleeding out, and he's just help me! And then the car fucking hunts him down, and it kind of runs him over, and he's on the ground face up, and he's still alive, and the car jumps on him, and it looks like it's about to squish him with its tire, but it stops with its back tire just hovering over his face, and he's oh fuck, and the tire just goes and it slowly lowers down onto his fucking face, and his face just goes and it's
hell yeah,
this dude had the worst death I've ever seen in anything. Dude gets his dick.
He thought he was gonna
off.
make it for a little bit. He's I'm gonna be dickless, but I'll live.
Dude, at that point, I'd be just hurry, fucking kill me already.
Yeah, you just jump up.
Yeah, just put your face in the tire. You're just all right, yeah, can we move this along, please?
Yeah. They try to escape in the virginity losing car that also crushes people's dickless faces. But they are stopped by the Marauder. That whole fucking sequence is terrifying, especially now knowing that it's fucking practical. When I was rewatching it, whenever they're fucking crawling really quickly, ugh.
Yeah.
Not I don't even fuck. I do actually. I have 2 kids, so I do. I have at least twice.
So, I do want to say, earlier in the movie, you see the wood chipper, and there's some really good foreshadowing because you're just like, somebody's going in that fucking wood chipper.
And I mean, it could have been anybody because this movie is not very shy, obviously, about like killing the fucking main characters and even the kids. I was like, oh shit, everybody's gonna fucking die in this whole movie. And there's a second where the Marauder does take the little girl Cassie and like to the chipper, and I was like, oh shit, this little girl's supposed to get shot.
Yeah, man.
You think at any point they actually like they filmed that, or they considered like just kill them all? Fuck it.
I thought she was gonna get chainsawed at first.
True that.
But then and then it's just like, oh my god, and like the wood chipper somehow is worse. Yeah, man. I thought they would go there. I thought they were gonna go there.
What did you think about Auntie Beth saying, "Come get some"?
I was okay with it. I mean, it's an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
Your hero can start saying some action hero shit, like by the end of it, sure.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, she's a groupie, right?
Yeah.
So she's into that scene. She could be cool.
I don't know. I guess I would have done something a little more cheesier.
Oh, okay. What were you thinking?
What if her band name was like "Come Get Some" or some shit? She was wearing like a band T-shirt that was revealed, and then it just said "Come Get Some."
So she doesn't say it.
She doesn't say it, but it's there.
Okay, I like that. I like that very much.
Yeah, but maybe I'm just a cheesy dumb bitch. I mean, they made a shit ton of money, so who cares what I think?
I do like that. I really did love the final words between the sisters before she kicks her fucking head in the wood chipper.
Yeah.
I like that, because that's what it was all about.
Family, and then decapitation.
Yeah.
If you had to sum up the movie in 2 words.
Family, full body dismemberment. If you hyphenate it, it's all one word.
Okay. Well, yeah, they kick her fucking head like a soccer ball right into the fucking wood chipper, and she's dead, quote unquote. And then Auntie Beth and Cassie make it out alive. But then, I didn't even fucking talk about the cold open, but whatever. But then this lady who is actually on another floor comes, and she's like going out to like a vacation or some shit. She's going to the garage. She sees the carnage. She sees the blood, which I think is very interesting that it didn't just disappear. I love that. They left it there. And then we get that classic POV shot of the camera rushing her in her fucking grill, just getting up in her face, getting up in that personal space. And she is now possessed. Like I said, I glossed over the cold open, my bad. In the beginning of the movie, we actually see this same girl who is possessed. Seems like she's going on vacation, like we said, and she is possessed, and she attacks her best friend, which you said that was actually one of your fucking favorite sequences. When she was so her friend's like reading a book, and then the possessed girl who just came out of the apartment starts like mimicking what she's reading while she's reading it, very similar to the first film when they're doing the cards like guessing that we were talking about.
Yeah,
very cool for sure. There's also, even in that scene, another reference. There's the fucking clock.
Oh shit, I didn't notice that.
Again, unfortunately they didn't use it the right way, because the whole point of that clock stopping is time manipulation. I told you last episode, believe it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't know what's gonna go on after what happens here, so we will see. That
does lead to one of the coolest like opening like titles I've ever seen. When she comes out of the water.
She's fucking levitating. It was pretty sick. I will say, like, whenever I saw the beginning of the film, like that cold open, I was like, okay, this is badass. even with the fucking title sequence, the drone, which we thought was like a Deadite, but it was a fucking drone, which was very cool because even the drone sounds very similar to like that warbling sound that you would hear whenever the Deadite's going. So that was very sick.
Fuck yeah. Also, she's in broad daylight, and she's still a Deadite. That is actually terrifying.
Yeah, because you said last episode that in Evil Dead 2 that the daylight would just, you just gotta wait for daylight and then you'd be fucking good, because you were like, oh, did they think you gotta decapitate them because nobody thought to wait for the day? But it looks like you can still get possessed in the day, man.
Yeah, and maybe it's this particular Necronomicon.
Yeah. Damn you, Lee Cronin. Well, like I said, we don't know what happens there. We could see what happens in the future. That kind of leads me to an end quote here from Bruce Campbell. I did it in a voice yesterday. I'm not going to do that right now. The quote. I think the stories will progress a little more now. We're going to try and do them more like every 2 or 3 years rather than every 10 years. It's also the first time Sam is working with his brother Ivan to create an overall Bible that will give future writers and directors an idea where this thing should go next, potentially tie into some of these stories. I think it's going to be a little more tied in as the years go by, so more like a connected universe. But because it's all in the books, it could be a book in the past, it could be a book in the future. It's yet to be determined. Very cool.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So it's clear that they're not going to fucking stop at all.
Should hope not.
No. Now, this whole segment is talking about reboots, remakes. People can have the reservations about them, but these are still the OGs. They're making this shit. They're just not. They don't want to get their hands. They're old. They don't want to get tired. They're tired, man. Let somebody else do the work, please. It's clear that these movies are going to keep going, and every other franchise is going to have reboots or remakes. That's never going to stop, even if fans of originals cry and shit. Fuck you, Star Wars nerds. You're fucking up the sequels. They're going to come, just like we are. We're coming, man.
Okay.
They're gonna keep on going, and I have 4 potential sequels that they actually discussed. If you'd like to hear them real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. One of them, like we said, Beth and Cassie actually made it out alive. We can see the aftermath of what happens there. Cassie killed her fucking sister, like we discussed. How the fuck is she going to process that as a child? Auntie Beth is pregnant. She has been exposed to the Necronomicon. It's probably hunting her now, I would assume. It's not just going to let her go. So what's going to happen there? What if she's got like a Deadite baby?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, because what is this? Like the Army of Darkness was the 3rd, so this is the 5th film in the franchise. I think, it would be one off, but Freddy Krueger's 5th film involved him like possessing a child.
The Dream Child.
Yeah, so that would be a cool little nod there. And New Line Cinema, hey, the house that Freddy built.
That's right. Oh, crazy.
Yep. So we could see that. We could also see the fact that the book and the record player and the records are still left in their apartment. And like I said, the blood and the carnage is all still there. Like other residents of other levels of that apartment complex could come down and see all the blood, trace it back to that apartment level where all the carnage took place, and then call the cops or something. We could see like some found footage style, some old school Cloverfield like.
That would be cool. Yeah, I do wonder, because they kind of left the door open. Are Deadites just gonna like start invading the city? Like, is that just like,
exactly? Because like we said, like I mentioned, we don't know if that was one Deadite possessing them and terrorizing the family, or like a whole group. Who knows?
Yeah.
Shit. There is also the cold open. the aftermath of the cabin, what the fuck is going to happen? They mentioned that they were actually expecting some more friends, and they have yet to show up. What's going to happen when they show up? Are we going to see something along the lines of, you know, the original story where it's a group of friends in a cabin? That'd be nice. Or, like I mentioned yesterday, this could be like a modern day situation. Is like an Airbnb that they're renting with renters expected to come home and clean, and they're not expecting to clean a fucking scalp.
Yes. Yeah.
So that'd be really cool. I mean, any of these would be really sick, but that one sounds the most likely, in my opinion. They're probably gonna keep it safe. But the fourth idea is my favorite. I would really love this because, damn, this would be badass. We mentioned that was Bruce Campbell's voice in the recording, the one that says, you know, it's called The Book of the Dead. Lee Cronin actually confirmed that not only is that like a Bruce Campbell cameo, but that's actually a time displaced Ash Williams. I don't know if that picks up anywhere from like Army of Darkness timeline, or like Ash versus Evil Dead timeline, but he said that that's him for sure. And he said that he would like to see like what happened with that group of priests who actually let the Deadites go. He said that something along the lines of one priest against 100 Deadites would be a very cool thing to see. Hopefully Ash is that priest, but I mean, probably not. He's very old.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the priestly type either.
Yeah. Well, maybe he gets killed. Maybe that'll be like his send-off. Maybe that is him, and you know, maybe he's one of the priests, but he's not like the priest that fights the Deadites. Like maybe there's like a younger one that takes in the reins.
Whoa, interesting.
Yeah, maybe, okay. maybe. But
we'll find out.
Yeah, man, that's all I got for the whole film.
Okay.
So where do you land on this top shelf, mid shelf, low shelf?
Dude, this movie is going on the top shelf.
The top. That's where it belongs, man. The top.
In fact, it's going up there so hard, it's going to knock 2013 down to mid shelf for me.
Yeah, man, that's where it belongs. I'm not going to hate on it too much, but it's just, it does not compare to this one at all. For sure. Yeah. And I know last episode I said I hated this one, but opinions change, especially mine. So sorry. Sorry, bitch.
Speaking of opinions, so I like to get onto Reddit and see what people think. See if like maybe somebody caught something I missed, or see if somebody caught something that you just want to see what people are saying. And there were a surprising number of people. I don't know if I can find the post, but somebody on Reddit was trash talking Evil Dead Rise, and they were just like, it's just another Conjuring movie. And I was just like, bro, yeah, okay. So like, my favorite part of any Conjuring movie is when the Warrens exorcise a possessed person by throwing them into a fucking wood chipper. That's my favorite.
I really like when Ed Warren fucking helps the dude from Office Space cut off his hand and then make that chainsaw arm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whenever they're playing Time of the Season in the background, yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah. Remember when Annabelle fucking takes a shotgun and starts blowing people's arms and legs off?
It's not... people... I don't know. People have their own opinions. People think they know everything, and they go and make fucking podcasts about it. Idiots.
Yeah. Anyway.
You're all entitled to your own opinion, but don't forget that you're also entitled to change that opinion.
Yeah, I'm just saying, be more constructive with your feedback.
Yeah, man, that's the point of this podcast. I mean, I was hating on this, like I said. Then I did all this research. I learned. I looked at it at face value for what it was, and I didn't look at his personality.
I'm glad you changed your opinion on it. I mean, I was gonna respect it either way. I was actually surprised when you texted me. You're like, dude, this movie's way cooler than that. It's like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm all reading all this shit, and I'm like, are you fucking with me? Yeah. I don't know. I still think Lee Cronin looks like the fucking emo goth dude from South Park, like the main one.
Oh, he always like got the emo sweep.
Yeah, he's got like, the curly little hair. He's got some talent, that guy.
Yep. I like this movie. I like this movie a lot.
Word up. You have any more thoughts?
You know, no, I drank them all away.
Good. Thank you for joining us again in the Chronic Dimension Theater.
Thanks for having me, man. This
of course. Fun. What do you got, man? What kind of stuff do you do?
Oh, I guess I should plug my shit. So I also do a podcast. It's called Attack the Facts. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or at attackthefacts.com. Angelo has been on a few times, and is going to be on very soon.
Yeah.
Throughout Spooktober. We're doing spooky season right now. But it's
very fun, very informative, and very spooky.
Yeah. It's a podcast about history and conspiracies. And right now it's about spooky history.
Yeah. It's like you take a history book and then you take a fucking ghost documentary, and those two fucked. That podcast is what they birthed.
Pretty much. It is nice, dude. It is nice to be talking about movies, though. It's nice to take a break from all this history shit.
Yeah, man. All right. Thank you for listening. We will catch you guys next time.
See ya.